Hey everyone, Senora Beetling here from Oak Grove High School. Today we're going to be talking about direct object pronouns, or as we like to abbreviate it in grammar circles, DOPs. First we're going to take some notes. Feel free to take notes along with us as we're going. To talk about direct object pronouns, you need to know what a pronoun is. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Now we need to figure out what a direct object is. A direct object is a word that receives the action of the verb. So now we put it all together and we have, what is a direct object pronoun? Well, it's a word that stands in for a word that gets the action of a verb. Well, unless you're a grammar freak, and I'm not, but unless you are, this definition makes no sense to you. So let's get down to some information that we can actually use. First, we have a secret question to help identify the direct object pronoun. We get to the verb in the sentence and we ask what. So keep that in mind, and in a couple minutes we'll do some exercises together. Now, we know what words to use. We need to know what they are in Spanish. The Spanish direct object pronouns are lo, la, los, or las. Masculine, feminine, singular, plural. These words mean it or them in English. Now that we know what it is, we need to know where it goes in the sentence. And in Spanish, the direct object pronoun goes before a conjugated verb, or we abbreviate it like this, DOP plus CV, which stands for conjugated verb. The second place, if you have the option, and it can always go there before a conjugated verb. The second place, if you have the option in the sentence, is you can attach it to the infinitive. Remember, an infinitive is a verb that we have not added the verb endings to, o, asa, amos, san, that we've been practicing all year. We abbreviate that this way, infinitive attached to the DOP. Now let's do some practice. Let's read the first sentence. They want to buy a pair of earrings for their mom. In this sentence, there are two verbs, but let's read to the verb and then ask what. Here's your two verbs. Want, to buy. They want to buy what? A pair of earrings. That's going to be your direct object pronoun. In Spanish, you're going to replace a pair of earrings with another word. In English, we're going to replace it with them, and in Spanish, we would replace it with los. Let's go to the next one. Let's read to the verb and then ask what. Two verbs in the sentence. Should study. I think you should study what? Your notes is the direct object. Let's replace it with something and put a pronoun in there. In English, would I use it or them? Them. That would be los in Spanish. Let's do another one together. Let's read to the verb and ask what. Here's your verb. Don't you have what? Any socks. Let's replace it with a pronoun. Them is going to be los in Spanish. Let's do one more together. We have the verb bring. We always bring what? Salad. Let's replace that with a pronoun. In English, it or them. It. And in Spanish it would be la, because ensalada ends with an A. At this point in the video, you'll be able to pause and do the rest of those practice problems first before I give you the answers. Okay, here we go. Here's all your verbs, here's all your direct objects, and what you would replace them with in English and then in Spanish. You can pause the video to get a closer look if you need to do that. Now let's try some exercises in Spanish. Let's do the same thing. Let's get to the verb and ask what. Where's the verb in the sentence? Well, you know, because it ends in an o, asa, amos, san, or if it's an infinitive, it ends in an ar, er, or ir. So in the first sentence, yo quiero la tarjeta para mi colección. Quiero is going to be your verb. So I want what? La tarjeta. It doesn't even matter if you know what tarjeta means. You know what to replace it with. There are only four choices: lo, la, los, or las. In this case, it's feminine because it ends in an A, and it's singular. So you're going to replace it with a la. Now that you know that you're going to replace it with a la, it has to go only one place in this sentence. It has to go before the conjugated verb. So let's erase it and put it in there. la quiero. That's all you're messing with. The rest of the sentence stays the exact same. Let's do this next sentence together. No tienen una clase juntos. Locate your verb first. Tienen. They don't have what? Una clase. Let's replace it with something. Is it going to be lo, la, los, or las? In this case, it would be la. And it can only go in one spot before your conjugated verb. So, let's write it in there. The rest of your sentence stays the exact same. Next sentence, same thing. Where's your verb? Das. What are you dasing? Un regalo. It doesn't matter if you know what these words are or not. You will always be able to locate the verb, and you'll always be able to tell me what the direct object is because it comes directly after the verb. So we have un regalo. It ends in an O. It's singular, masculine. You're going to choose lo. There's only one place to put it before that conjugated verb. So it goes like this, no lo das, and the rest of the sentence stays the same. Now let's do an example where there are two possible places to put it because there are two possible verbs. Next sentence, locate your two verbs. Puedo comprar. You have a conjugated verb first and an infinitive, so you have two choices now where to put your direct object. Let's figure out what the direct object is. Can I buy what? Tu almuerzo. So you're going to replace that whole phrase with lo, la, los, or las. You're going to replace it with lo in this case. And in this case, you have two options where to put it. You can put it where you've been putting it before the conjugated verb. So it'll go there. Or, in this case, since you have an infinitive, you can also attach it, which would put it right there. So let's rewrite it both ways. The first way, lo puedo comprar, or the second way, when you attach it to the infinitive, puedo comprarlo, all together as one word. Let's do one more example together where there are two verbs in the sentence. So let's look at the two verbs in the next sentence. No podemos enviar la carta. Your two verbs are there and there. The first one is conjugated, the second one is the infinitive, because you haven't dropped the AR off the ending yet. So now we need to figure out what the direct object is so we can turn it into a pronoun. So we can't send what? The letter. It doesn't matter if you know what the letter means, la carta means letter or not. You can still replace it with lo, la, los, or las. In this case, it's going to be la. And then we have two choices where to put it. We can put it before the conjugated verb, or we can attach it here to the infinitive. So when you rewrite the sentence, it'll look like this. No la podemos enviar, or no podemos enviarla, all together as one word. So, as you're going through, do the next couple sentences on your own, see if you can figure it out, and then pause the video and check your answers here in a minute. Here we go, we're ready to check our answers. Here are all your verbs, here are all your direct objects. La tienes tú. La quiero. Los quiere usted. No, no la quiero. And in the sentence, there are two ways to do it again because there's two verbs there. So, prefiere usted in the front, or prefiere usted llevarlo as one word altogether. So remember, there are three basic things you need to know. Number one, locate your verb in the sentence and ask yourself what. Number two, decide whether you're going to use lo, la, los, or las. And finally, decide where to put it in the sentence, either the before your conjugated verb or the attached to the infinitive. Hope this helps you out. Remember, you can rewatch any sections where I went too fast, rewatch and rework the practice questions, and then, of course, you can always ask me for help in class as well.